All right, welcome back to Morning Live. Great to have Chef Paul Lillakas back on the show, shucking some oysters ahead of the long weekend. And you've been inspired by a recent trip. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I was really fortunate to go visit PEI ahead of their Fall Flavors Festival last fall. And it was just a paradise, certainly for me as such a seafood lover. I got to get into an oyster farm in hip waders like this big and shuck an oyster in the water and taste it. And so it was just such a beautiful place to be. The people there are so hospitable and so happy to share their culture. So yeah, it was amazing. So I thought, let's do some oysters today ahead of the long weekend.
All right, so fun fact, I am not a seafood guy. I've never ever had an oyster, so this is gonna be fun. So let's do this.
Okay, so I have some beautiful PEI oysters here, and I'm just gonna show you how to shuck these. So first things first, okay? You wanna make sure that the bowl of the oyster is on the bottom, the flat part of the shell is on the top, and you're going to always protect your hands. So I have a towel here for you. And this oyster knife, it's fairly dull, but you still could hurt yourself. So you always want to make sure your knuckles are on the other side of the fabric. So you're going to go in right here, the hinge, and you want to make sure you tense your arms. So you're not going all floppy, and you're going to hold the oyster with your knuckles and then sort of dig in slow and start wiggling the knife, and you should be able to unhinge that top shell. See? It's not that hard. Now slide the blade along the top to release that muscle there, and just gently scrape that away. And now all you'll have to do is get in there and release the bottom part as well, trying your best not to damage the meat. So you'll notice right there, that's where you want to release it.
Okay.
So just gently.
Oh, that's caught there.
There you go. And then once that's loose, that's ready to serve. And you can just throw it onto some ice. You could serve it with horseradish. You could serve it with lemon or hot sauce.
You would just eat it like this?
Yep, you could just eat it like that, but with toppings. I mean, I don't know, if you're not feeling it, I do have another option.
Well, let's try this first.
Well, okay, do you want a little horseradish?
Yeah, let's season it up a little bit.
Yeah, I find that something a little bit sharp really adds something.
Okay, so how do I just suck it back?
Yeah, here, I'll do it with you.
Okay.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
It's got a nice briny flavor. It's not fishy. It tastes like the sea. It's clean. It's cold.
Yeah, it was refreshing. I really appreciate the horseradish sauce, that's for sure. But yeah, I didn't really get any kind of negative taste whatsoever. It was actually just fine.
That's what I love to hear.
Yeah.
But you know, and another option that you can do, I call this sort of like an entry-level oyster recipe, is a nice fried oyster. So I've prepared some crispy fried raspberry point oysters. These just have a little bit of a sort of mustardy, garlicky aioli. And
quickly, the best way to fry these.
Just a little cornstarch and flour seasoned up, shallow fried very quickly, high heat, and then just served on the half shell. This is a really elegant end of summer appetizer. You could bring it out, and if you want to taste these, certainly get out to PEI. Make a trip out there, and you can get all the information at fallflavors.ca. And there's also this amazing online tool. It's called the Social Shell. It's an interactive tool. It tells you all about where different oysters are farmed, talks about why they taste the way they do, and you can just get all kinds of cool information there as well.
All right, so let's try these.
All right.
Have you already put something on them?
Yeah, so the sauce is on the bottom. Just a very simple mayonnaise sauce, a little bit of dill on top, and they're just crispy fried. So just loosen it up and
I'll take it right out of there.
Cheers.
All right. Oh, I really like the dill in that. That's really quite good.
It's delicious. And anybody who says I don't like an oyster, they'll like this, and they'll certainly try for this. Certainly, it's a great entry-level oyster.
So my biggest fear, obviously, was the smell and the taste of seafood, but I didn't get any of that here.
No, these oysters have a nice. Certainly you want them nice and fresh. They have a nice, crisp, clean flavor, brininess, just a little bit of that natural salinity from the seawater. And I tell you, when I was in PEI in the water and I tasted it, it wasn't cold because it wasn't in ice water, and it tasted even better.
All right, perfect. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
See you again soon.
Yeah, enjoy the long weekend.
All right.